Hello, everyone. Happy Friday, or actually, it's Saturday here in Istanbul, Turkey, because I've gone on a lot later than what I had planned to. So sorry about that, but here we are, and thank you as always for coming. Please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. We are almost at 17,000, and do you know what I didn't realize? I did not realize that I hit 600 episodes. Isn't that wild? 600 videos. Like, I have almost been at this now for 2 years. It's wild. And before that, as some of you might know, I used to help out with the Sussex Squad podcast. I used to do the newsletter and also just like helping out with the blog posts. I am actually looking to do a Doctors of Success newsletter. I had started collecting emails. I just wanted to actually offer something of value when I do start it, but know that that's still in the background, and I'm pretty sure I've got the sign up link somewhere. So yeah, Doctors of Success newsletter at some point. But thank you as always for supporting and being here. Also, thank you to Joan Garcia. I did see your message and your 3 coffees. Thank you so much. And guys, if you ever feel like you just want to give your mental health a break, by all means, just take a break yourself. The royal streets are always going to be here. They're not going anywhere. This royal family isn't going anywhere. And if I'm not here, somebody else will take my place. And there's many others in this space also. So, you know, sometimes if you need to, just take a break, okay? And I did, or always as I do, try to inject some positivity, when we're not getting, news from our faves. And if you actually go to the community tab, today I did post a little something there for you. So go check it out and see if any of those links that I posted are useful for you. But yeah, let's get to it. Some interesting things today. Good, bad, WTF. The Sussex family were seen out at a July 4th parade, but I've chosen not to, post the pictures anywhere on my socials, and they are blurred on the screen at the moment. It is just generally my policy here that when it comes to the children, if they are not authorized pictures or they are not at an event where there are um, official press, then I will not post pictures of the kids. That has been my policy. There's been pictures of Archie, a lot of pictures of Archie, the leaked ones from the Zoom call that Megan did, the drone shots, and also, at last year's 4th of July, I didn't post any of those pictures, and that's just my policy to not do so. But of course, they are circulating. So if you want to go and see them on another platform, then you can. I just won't be posting them clearly here. But yes, it is Archie, Meghan, and Harry, and the fam and some friends watching the parade, and also Lily with Harry. She's obviously grown quite a bit, and full head of beautiful ginger hair, and looking like a very happy, healthy young girl. So obviously, I'd rather it was pictures that Harry and Meghan authorized themselves. But good news is the kids look happy and healthy, and that's a positive and great thing. At least we know that in all of the chaos, they seem happy and healthy. Right, let me just scroll down, see what's up here. Maximum beware. Twitter have already targeting support for Harry and Meg. Yeah, we still don't really have an update on what was going on with them. Them being whoever is running this weird bot farm online. Why they started duplicating popular Sussex Squad supporter accounts. I talked about this in a couple of podcasts ago. This is a completely new tactic that they're trying. Before it was just usual trolling. Now they want to duplicate our accounts. I don't know what's going on with that. But I think it's just an attempt to cause infighting, an attempt to make us look bad, making us look like we're posting nasty things. So we'll see about that. Instagram did actually launch a rival app called Threads, which is meant to rival Twitter, essentially. I will not be joining Threads. I don't even think I'll be joining Spoutable, to be honest with you. Twitter does what it needs for me. I don't really have that strong feelings about it. Obviously, I don't really like Elon, but I'm not paying for the blue tick. All I'm there for is to get any breaking news. That is it. It does what I need it to do, so I don't really feel too strongly about Twitter, to be honest. But yeah, Threads is also up if anybody wanted to join Threads, because I know that a lot of squaddies have. So if you're really desperate to move away from Twitter, well, there's an option for you. Right, let's get on to some other things. Yeah, Kate and the weird PDA. This has been trending all day. I yeah, I don't really like to nitpick too much over things like this, because I just feel like we all know what the state of this marriage is. It's quite frankly just tragic to see two people putting up a show like this, and for what? For an institution that is just eating you from the inside because you want to maintain this image because you're desperate for the crowns. I mean, you're just creating your own misery. What's interesting though is to see that Kate is really doing her best to keep up appearances, but William is just, he's done. He's been done a while ago. I do actually remember some time back there was a video that went viral because William reached over to Kate's shoulder and she pulled away, and it was a very very like strong movement, like don't touch me. Like they clearly had an argument that day. So to now see it kind of like the other way around, and I'm not going to play the video, but they look like two cousins who are seeing each other at a funeral. It's very stiff, and at one point where William walks away, he just turns right and doesn't even acknowledge her, and you can see the frustration on her face, and I just think it's sad. Like, and we're paying for all of this. Like the taxpayer is paying for a soap opera. Why? Why are we paying for all of this? Why are they putting themselves through all of this? Because you want to uphold this image, this institution. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't envy these people. And the sad thing is that they truly believe that they are just the, you know, the top tier of society. Honey, nobody wants to be in your club. Nobody with a brain, nobody who can look at this and actually see what's going on. Nobody wants to be you. This is sad at this point. Don't even know what to say. And, you know, I look at like pictures like this of Charles looking at that crown. I mean, your whole life waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting just to get a crown and just to get a position. And they all just look absolutely miserable now that it's come. By the way, at the coronation, the Scottish coronation, there were quite big crowds at the church or the cathedral where they had the ceremony. But as you went further and further and further, no crowds at all. There were barricades all the way through the town, and people just did not show up. Mind you, it was a weekday. Mind you, it was also because it's Scotland. There have been independence protests, anti-monarchy protests. So I do wonder the sad faces in the church. Was it just because they've realized, or they're starting to realize, listen, people just aren't impressed. There was a Indian brand. Actually forgot to get the screenshots, but there's an Indian brand who posted pictures of Charles and Camilla on their page. I think they had designed something for Charles and Camilla, and they posted them on their page. And the comment section from Indians was just like, "What is this? Absolutely not." The entire comment. So I did not see one single positive comment at all. People saying, "Why are you, you know, upholding and uplifting these people?" Obviously, India and the, you know, empire has its own history, and people are really just letting it be known. Absolutely not. Not my king, and most definitely not my queen. Even more not my queen, actually, I would say. Oi, okay, so your comment section before we go on to the next thing. Thank you so much if you're just joining us. Please do hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And thank you so much for sticking with me. 600 episodes. Phew. Jeanette, does anyone know if they're still investigating the cars chasing after the Sussexes? It's like it's been dropped by the NYPD. I haven't seen any updates about that at all. Even if the NYPD has dropped it, we know that Harry and Meghan's cars have dash cams that obviously film the outside, but also the inside. We learned that from the Netflix documentary. Cameras in the car, as well as the normal dash cam looking outside of the car. So there is evidence, there is footage, and also they did go into the police station, I think, twice. So I do think that something is going to come of that, but it may take a while. Even the whole case with Megan's letter, something as open and shut as a case that took a while for us to get our win. I do think we will hear more about that, um, maybe in the coming months, because there's just no way that you can chase people like that, put other people in danger, and you're gonna get away with it. There is footage. I do think we will get an update, Trinette. It may just take a while. Sonia, you said, I don't know if anyone else is having this experience. For the past couple of weeks, I have had a very hard time getting some of the regular Sussex friendly channels. Something is strange. I don't know. Has anybody else had that experience? You can let us know in the comment section. KPG, I've never double kissed my husband. Damn. Yes, that's how I greet a friend. Jeez. I mean, they just need to get a divorce and call it a day. I mean, I would never celebrate the end of anyone's marriage, but the taxpayer is paying for this. It's just a soap opera that we're paying for, and for what? I mean, at least, do you know what? If we're gonna go through all of this drama, at least just pay for it yourselves. I don't really care. I wouldn't even care what they did at that point if they just paid for it themselves. Be miserable on your own dime, please. Alan, you said, why are they the only two on the field? Not even any horses. No, there was a whole thing that happened. They were playing and there was other players, but I don't know. I guess they just wanted the photo with Kate and William. Charlie Cece, you said, it's really scandal by design. The palace have reached out to him to change his behavior. These pantomime royals believe they are masters of the universe. What a thicker mask the world has had to wear. Yeah. I also do wonder whether or not a lot of this from Kate's side is just because um if we have all of this footage of her trying to be lovey-dovey and he's pulling away and being quite nasty, even on some of the royal channels. I did see a lot of comments from from the Jordan wedding when William was trying to get Kate to hurry up. I saw a lot of comments, people saying that was rude, even on the royal channels. So on her part, it could just be that she's playing her cards right. So, if there was ever anything announced, he would look like the bad one. Start. Did you take a screenshot of the comments? Oh, from the Indian designer that posted. Yes, I did. I did actually take a screenshot. I'm so sorry I have not put them on my slides for today. But if you just God, if I can remember the designer, I might post it later. Thank you, Black Queen, for reminding everyone. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Star, you said, I don't think it's dropped. Maybe a security issue why they won't speak. Yes, that could be why. Could be why. All right, next thing. Yeah, this. The British host of a Neo N podcast who said Harry and Meghan's mixed race son Archie should be put down have been convicted of terrorism offences. They will be sentenced in September. Now, the former head of counter-terror for the Met had an interview with Kathy Newman not too long ago where he said that the threats against Harry and Meghan were disgusting and very real. And yet, no one in the royal family has said anything about this. I mean, it's just unacceptable. These are your family members. And the smear against Meghan and Harry, but mostly Meghan, has been so targeted, so it's been going on for so long that it has radicalized people. It's not just these two. There was another young man who also was convicted, who was also a neo-N also. And this is what it's led to. People being radicalized. Imagine throwing away your entire life because you wanted to be such a bigoted twit. Because of two people who you really don't know. Because you're so up in arms that two people love each other and they had a child together. They went as far as saying that Archie should be put down. And yes, they absolutely look exactly how you would imagine that they would look. Anyway, let's read this article. Okay, so oopsie daisy. Page isn't loading. Okay. Oops, give me a sec, folks. Okay, that is taking a while to load for some reason. So I'm just gonna read your comments while this is coming up. Lorna, you said you had a problem getting Royal Sussex last week. YouTube kept stopping the live chat for ads. And my YouTube app was updated at the time. I mean, when it comes to ads, that's just, I mean, YouTube just puts them in automatically. I don't think that's necessarily abnormal. Not sure what to say there. Let's see. Okay. Thank you to so I'm trying to go through your comments to see like which ones I can read, and you're not really coming out swinging. Yes, Lady Macron, this is the consequences of having hate as your religion. Indeed. I mean, what for? You're so up in your emotions like this that now you're just ending up in jail. And nothing from the royal household talking about this. Yeah, did they find them in the backwoods of deliverance? Indeed. Oh, we've got Miranda, 12 months of membership. Thank you so much, Elaine Parker, for pointing that out. Thank you so much for being here for 12 months. Being a supporter. Okay, I'm so sorry. That the article was finally loaded. Don't know what was happening there. So Christopher Gibbons and Tyrone Patton-Walsh were unmasked as the hosts of a neo-N online podcast which encouraged listeners to commit violence. The podcast also criticized mixed-race relationships and branded Archie an abomination that should be put down. I mean, honey, ain't nobody want to be in a relationship with any of you two. You need to focus on doing something with yourself. Out here with that double chin. The host of a neo-Nazi, oh gosh, shouldn't have said the word. Censors, please don't come after me. Podcast who launched an attack on the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's son have been convicted of terror offences. They were found guilty of encouraging acts of terrorism on Friday, following a trial at Kingston Crown Court. Gibbons described Archie as an abomination that should be put down in the podcast, which the pair used to voice their hatred of mixed-race marriages. He called for Harry to be prosecuted and judicially unalived for treason, jurors heard. The pair also endorsed the unaliving of Labour MP Joe Cox, who was held Brenton's who in 2006 let me read that again. The pair also endorsed the unaliving of Labour MP Joe Cox, and in 2016 held the Christchurch terrorist, who claimed the lives of 51 people. He also made vile remarks about the victims of the Manchester arena incident, where the young girls were also unalived. And they have also aired um, other rather controversial opinions against protected groups. Gibbons also created a radicalization library containing hundreds of extreme right wing texts and materials, including more than 500 extreme right wing related speeches and propaganda documents. I mean, you had the time to do all that, but you didn't have the time to fill up a job application. Hmm. He uploaded the videos to the library between March 2019 and February 2020, the court heard. Gibson and Patton Walsh produced 21 episodes for their podcast, which had almost 1,000 subscribers, with its content viewed more than 152,000 times. An investigation by the Met Police Terrorism Command found some of the content breached terrorism legislation, leading to the pair to be arrested in May 2021 and charged the same year. They were both charged for 8 counts of encouraging acts of terrorism, each relating to a separate podcast episode. Gibson was also tried for 2 counts of dissemination of terrorist publications. Both men denied and were convicted of all the charges against them. Okay. The article goes on a little bit more, but I'm just gonna post it in the chat if you want to read it in detail, because I'm just I'm trying not to say words that are gonna get this video flagged, and I've already said a couple of words that are probably gonna get this video flagged. So you can go read the whole article, but you get the idea. Crazies being crazy, and now you done ruined your whole life, and now you're gonna be in jail. For what? What do you even say to this? I mean, look at them. Yeah, whoever raised them failed bigly. Sonia, you said I've stopped expecting the honorables to do or say anything that would in any way benefit Harry and his family. Yeah, I don't expect them to put out any kind of statement, because if they were worried about this, they would have said something a long time ago. And unfortunately, there are just a lot of hateful people out there who would love for some crazy like this to do something. And it's just ridiculous, because you got Andrew, who is still getting security. You got Andrew, who's just, willy-nilly living his best life. And these 2 idiots on the screen, are they mad about Andrew? No, they're not. They're mad about Harry and Meghan. Hate will literally have you focusing on 2 completely innocent people just because you dislike mixed marriages, and completely ignoring a whole potential alleged S offender. Could never be me. Could never have this much darkness in my heart. A light side, you said, honestly, don't look like they have 2 bulbs between them. I don't usually judge people by their looks, but we can get past in this case. Listen, they always have a look, okay? I'm sorry. We don't have to be PC about that. This type always has a look. And it is always this kind of look. You know, the crazy, crazy eyes, dehydrated and unmoisturized. Crazy eyes, dehydrated and unmoisturized. That is the look. I mean, the one on the one with a little bit more hair, that's exactly how Andrew Tate be looking at the moment. Imagine looking like this and calling someone else an abomination. Why am drawing? Wait, this this man is named Tyrone. He has the nerve to be a neo-nasty. Oh dear. Oh, okay. In other crazy news, thank you, YM Droid, for giving us a bit of a laugh in what is otherwise just a rather horrid story. In other news, something else to laugh about. Someone someone cuffed themselves to Buckingham Palace. Just another week in London. Let me find the article for this. Let's see. Man arrested after handcuffing himself to the palace gate. A man who handcuffed himself to the gates outside Buckingham Palace in central London has been arrested. The man approached the gates at about 5:30 on Thursday and handcuffed himself before threatening to harm himself. He was arrested on suspicion of possession of an offensive weapon, and he was taken to South London Hospital to be assessed before being taken into custody. A large cordon which was in place while officers were on the scene has been removed. Okay, so it doesn't seem like this man was actually protesting against the royals. So I hope he's okay and getting help. It just maybe seemed like a vulnerable man. I can't see any details that he was actually protesting the royals, so I hope he gets some help. Um, okay, aside from that, I don't think I had anything else to say. Thank you all for coming. Does anybody actually want to come up and talk? I haven't had live calls for a while. But if anybody does just want to come up, let me know in the comment section, and I will post the link and let a couple people come up and talk for a little bit. Otherwise, we can just call it a day. Yeah, and yet Charles took away their security. It's ridiculous. All right, a couple of you do want to come up, so yes, light side. It's like 1 a.m. here for me. So I'll let you come up, but we'll keep it to like 2-3 minutes, yeah? Okay. Come up and chat. Here's the link. There you go. There's the link. I posted it. Cookies and Creamy said, I wonder if talk shows like The View, NBC Today Show, Good Morning Britain are going to put energy out discussing the discussing the neo ends. I do wonder. Oh, also, I almost forgot to mention, Talk TV. Talk TV are in trouble. Oh gosh, how did I forget to mention this? This is actually good news. Talk TV has until Christmas to turn things around. The channel has struggled to make a splash in the battle for the TV news ratings. Could this be why Piers Morgan this week had a well-known female right-wing trad wife type on his show? She's basically like a female Andrew Tate type, talking about women shouldn't vote. That video actually went super viral because nothing of actual substance nowadays makes headlining news or goes viral. They were actually having a discussion about women not being able to vote. For those of you in the US, especially women, they're coming for your rights. And I'm sure most of you are probably very much aware of this, but if we are having discussions now on these channels and they're going viral, the last I checked, it was almost coming to 2 million views. Be very, very aware of this. But back to the original point that I was trying to make. Is that probably why Piers Morgan has these strange characters on his show, the likes of Andrew Tate, to get his views up and to just rely on controversy? Because now they've got until Christmas to turn things around. I wonder how many Meghan Markle features we're gonna have on his show. Because on some days he can get as low as 10,000 views. That's what I'm averaging on this little channel. Right. YM Droid, hello.
Woo! Okay, had to jump on that unmute button. Sorry. Hello and happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for coming up.
No problem. Yeah, thanks for having the call-ins. Yeah, just doing those first two clowns. Oh, why is it that out of any of those types, there's always one that takes all the chins? Did you notice that? One of those guys had all of the chins between the two of them. Yep, that one.
Yeah.
Took every single chin, and then the others usually grow a beard to cover up their lack thereof. But I don't know where that is in genetics or something, but you might turn out to be a neo-nasty if you have more than the average number of chins or less than the average number of chins, is the one thing I'm getting from there. And oof, man,
They'll do
yeah,
a study one day.
if they can bear it, if they can bear it. Oh man, yeah. And spoiler alert for those who I did sneak onto Twitter to see the pics from the parade. And I think, keep Lily away from the police because she's totally stole Harry's face. She's wearing it
Yeah.
adorably though, but they look exactly alike. I did, oh my goodness, I saw some nutters though in the comments on Twitter, the kids aren't real. And I'm just like, what is wrong with these people? That they're looking at photos of a man with his child, and they're like, it's not real. And I'm like, and they look exactly alike. I don't know what's needed for these people because like in the US, our healthcare is already kind of a trash system. I know the NHS is getting defunded. Maybe they
Yeah.
can pay for,
Privatized. Yeah.
yeah, for another coronation for Chuckles. But ugh, it's just sad. Also, I just want to say I've noticed that no one is acknowledging the many crickets that showed up for Charles's coronation, William's outing, and I think they deserve credit. The crickets, the Scottish crickets and tumbleweed, were in attendance, and it was polite of everyone else to stay home so that they could get their credit and get their due. But yeah, would just like to acknowledge them.
And
Also,
I don't
just
know. Go on.
I was gonna say, and just one more, that I don't know if you realize it, but that hat that Camilla was wearing to the Scottish coronation, that is, she actually scalped a fellow silky chicken for that. So one of the silky chickens, I think, tried to come up to her and was like, "Wop, wop, we don't like that outfit." And she's like, "Off to KFC with you." And that is the head that she is wearing on top of her head to let all the rest of the silky chickens know that if they get out of line and if they come for those dowdy outfits, she is not having it, and she will fight back. But yeah, and Cake there looking lovely in the Golden Girls finest. Not sure what everyone was on about there. William looking like a golden guy, uh, just a few years shy of his father there. Yeah, so lovely, lovely family picture there. Congratulations to them.
That's a very interesting theory about Camilla's outfit because I actually thought she just robbed a musketeer. But you're gonna go with the whole chicken theory. That's fine.
Oh yeah, no, she's beheading those other silky chickens. If there's gonna be one silky chicken strutting around the palaces and kind of making out with things in the order of whatever they have going on there, it's going to be her. So yeah, keep an eye out. KFC in the UK is about to have a special on a bucket of silky chickens, and that's no coincidence.
It's all linked. Thank you so much, why I'm droid.
Thank you, have a good one.
Bye bye. Mina, hello. Mina, you there? Hello. I can hear
Hello?
some sound. Oh yeah, okay. I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
No
Um,
worries.
yeah. Well, let's see here. I'm glad that they finally caught those two idiots.
False.
Hopefully they'll
Yeah.
serve a lifetime of prison. Let's see here. Again, like I said,
I
Kate
think they'll
and
get a couple of years at the most. I don't think they'll get like lives.
oh, hopefully they'll serve I don't know how many years in prison, but hopefully they'll be off the streets and not terrorizing people.
Hmm.
Let me see. Kate and Will, they just need to go ahead and call it a day, get a divorce because neither one of them is looking happy, and they just need to stop fronting and just go ahead and call it a day. Let's see here. Again, the monarchy is gonna fall. I give it at least maybe 5 to 10 years at best. if it don't crash and burn rather than later. But again, that's really all I have to say.
All right, thank you so much, Mina.
You're welcome.
Ciao. Light side, hey, hey.
Hey, hey, it's been a while.
It has been a while.
Oh my gosh.
Lay it on me.
I'm not gonna keep you too long because I don't know if I'm gonna call in. She needs to go sleep. Is that you knowing you, you were probably up early. Um, but
Yeah.
let me get to the point. So I don't really have anything like lined up to say, but I just and I missed part of some of the podcasts this week, so it's been a bit crazy, but I just want to touch slightly on the whole Kate situation. So I really try to not click on the posts with her and William and whatever because I honestly feel squatties that we are kind of giving traffic to them in a bit. And I know it's hard for us
Yeah.
to not look at that stuff
Yeah.
because especially when the tabloid newspaper bring in Harry and Meghan into the whole fold and everything. They almost like bait us in kind of, so it's hard
Mm.
for us to kind of not look at certain things. But I'm gonna say something, right? Permission to be messy for a little bit.
Cool.
The
Permission
pictures
granted.
thank you. The picture that I saw with I think it was Roger Federer, and the tennis player, and his wife and Kate. I don't know what they were at, function they were at or whatever. But there are a lot of pictures that were taken of Kate interacting with Roger, and I don't want to assume anything, but I can't remember the last time we saw her looking so happy with her husband or interacting with him. Um, I think the most recent one, which I actually thought was an old video clip, I thought this was way old because of her outfit and everything, but apparently it's recent. William's going over and like getting a trophy of some sort or something. Um, and they actually made contact. I was like, I almost like coiled back because I was like, "Ooh," it's like
Yeah.
this is the most physical contact I've seen them make. There's like kisses on the cheek and there's touching, and I'm like, "What the heck happened? Who talked to him?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was it was strange because like, come on, guys, what have we been seeing like in the papers for the last couple months? Is like she tries to get close to him and he pulls back. He makes it a point to hold his both of his hands locked in front of him so she can't grab it, right? Like it's crazy. He's tried so many things to show that he doesn't want to be in the same space as her, or the same breathing the same air.
I mean, they're not even doing that many functions with each other, and you've got William who did the function with Sophie, and he looked so happy that day.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know what happened. Me thinks somebody talked to him. He had some
Yeah.
conversation to kind of like roll it in a little bit and kind of like get back on that little pretend train that they're on for as long as you can. And of course leave it to a Sussex squad to do the PI investigators that they normally do, but someone zoomed in on Kate's reaction and you
Yeah.
saw like this really quick
Mhm.
you saw that this quick shift in like facial reaction that she had that was like, ooh,
Yeah,
you
and
know?
actually this I don't have the video for this, but this
Mhm.
screenshot that I've got right now, there's also another video where Kate's talking to a woman and you see William rolling his eyes at this particular event.
I remember that too. I did see that.
Yeah.
That was very clear, yeah. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, it's not consistent. I think I even like sent you something like at one point, like with their own supporters saying, yeah, like these two definitely are not together. So I don't think some of the Rangers are even drinking that Kool-Aid anymore. And of
Yeah,
course we don't know for sure.
I've seen like responses even to some of your tweets. What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, now going to happy camp and I'm gonna wrap up. So little Lily, I think I enjoyed mentioned that she saw some photos on Twitter. I try not to pay attention to any of the negative comments towards any of the kids. Like that's like my pulse point right there. I literally flip out when they start talking about the kiddos. But I looked at that photo of Lily again, and she definitely 100% looks like Harry right now. However,
Mm.
I I do see a little bit of Megan in there. I feel like when she grows up a little bit, we might see more of Megan come out. But I'm so happy that we got the chance to see a little bit of her. I don't know where Archie was at the event, but that red hair is still going strong.
Yeah, but like full head of fiery red hair. It's actually quite incredible.
It's like strawberry blondish red kind of. It's not like a deep, deep red because I've seen some people with, like really red hair. It's like a lighter, softer red. And I don't remember what kind of red hair the Spencers really have. Because they're all gray now, right? They're grayed up, I think.
Some of them you see like in pictures, like some of them are quite ginger in the younger years.
Mm. Hmm.
But yeah, she's definitely Lily and Archie are definitely Spencers. Like Diana won there. The Windsors
Won
did
that
not win.
match. Yeah. So, I mean, that's it. Just I'm praying for. I'll always praying for. Harry and Meghan and them. I honestly, I have to kind of pull away a little bit from the negative talking points from the UK media. I know you talked about those two horrible older men with, I'm sure they had bellies. They need to be in the gym taking care of that, but they were being really nasty and condescending about,
Oh yes, yes.
mhm. And then I think, more weird talking points with that same panel and other things, but I try so hard not to lean into some of those because it's just way too much. Like I sometimes think about Harry and Meghan, and I know they have their protective guards up, and they're really not looking at a lot of the negativity that's out there. I'm grateful for that. I don't know how I would take it. I'd be able to take all of
Yeah.
that, especially with people making threats at their kids and stuff. I think that would literally like put me off the edge. So
Mm.
I'm glad that, we have the supporters, they have the supporters from us there. And, we just got to stay tuned because I feel like we might be hearing some news about some of their projects coming up. I really do
Yeah.
think that. Forget, was it Spotify? Forget them.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Goodbye.
I,
I haven't even
yeah,
I haven't even thought about them since last week. Goodbye.
yeah. You know what I was thinking when they were talking about Megan? I don't know, Harry and Meghan coming out of a building and they were making jokes about, I don't know if this went over any of anyone's heads, but they were talking about what else was in the building, as if they actually had someone check it out or they researched what kind of businesses they had in that
No, I
particular
think they
building.
did. They did. They were listing off businesses that were in that building.
Isn't that strange though? Like
Yeah.
if imagine if you have a couple that's like sought out as highly as Harry and Meghan, and they want to keep their safety, intact. I'm not going to use the word privacy because it's not really about that. They've been twisting that word. But imagine you understand that there are real threats out there. They know that. They're just pretending that it's not there. And
Mhm.
they're literally listing off all the businesses in a particular place, like giving crazy people potentially ideas of trying to stalk that particular place. Who knows if that's like an office they might open up for future business or headquarters or something. We don't know. But
Yeah.
gotta watch out for these people. They're sneaky.
Yeah. Indeed. Like it's just like it was just really creepy that they went through all of that all of that trouble just to see what businesses were in a building. I mean, jokes
Mhm.
on them if Harry and Meghan were there to buy the building.
Yeah, they exactly. If they're there to buy the building, a couple of suites in the building, like who knows?
Yeah.
Because they most certainly can't afford it with their unemployment and everything, and they're running out of money apparently. But I'm gonna say that I think that I think they're gonna be okay. I want to see
Yeah.
them come out of this, like regardless of everything that's being said about them. I find it really interesting still that the same media who seems to have whiplash about them getting out of the UK and being pushed out of the royal family is so hell bent on literally figuring out every single thing that they're doing every day. And they've
Yeah.
clearly been staying like, undercover and not really making public appearances. But the second they literally leave the house or step outdoors and the sun hits their face, they're all over them, like knowing everything that they're doing, watching everything that they're doing. And complaining about the wrinkles in people's outfits, but that's a whole other story.
It's kind of crazy. Like even even now, it's just like the attacks seem to just
Petty.
it's not just petty. It's the fact that they are actually just still going. It's like, when
Mhm.
are you people gonna be done? Like, when are you gonna
Never.
be done? Just let go. They're gone.
They seem to not have anything else to talk about. I mean, they have a whole other royal family there. You know, a new consort and all, and you know, a prince that have been prince his like entire life that's now taken up the kingly position, and like a future king that's younger that looks like he's his dad's brother, and you know, his wife that seems to
Mm,
be fairly popular. So they have a lot of things they could talk about with the royal family in the UK. But ironically, the people they want to talk about are Harry and Meghan.
I
So
remember. Yeah, yeah.
if only we
They
could
love our fame.
monetize, right? If only we could monetize their obsession and make Harry and Meghan rich, that would be great. If anyone has any ideas about
Uh,
that.
in a way, like, even if the coverage is negative, publicity is
Yeah,
still
still
publicity, and
publicity.
through their kind of deranged obsession, they've made them effectively the most talked about two people on the planet.
Mhm.
You know, there's a
Exactly.
reason why. There's a reason why Netflix gave them that contract. Heck, there's a reason why Spotify also gave them that contract, and their lots. But
Yeah.
with that, we will wrap it up. Thank you as always, light
You're welcome.
side. Like, do you know, I've been like thinking for a while. Should I start a tea channel, like a completely separate channel, like non-royal, just
Are you
for
asking
tea?
me or us?
Like, yeah, like Duchess of Tea.
Yeah, I think so. What would you talk about? Wait, would you talk about like other things other than like you
Yeah, like
know, the gossipy stuff or like Harry and Meghan stuff? Or are you thinking um talking more about Deranger type stuff? Like what were you thinking?
like kind of like a Teaser Tells, but
Okay.
not royal news.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Yeah. I've just been like, sometimes you're on these Twitter streets and that you see other things, and I'm like, oh my god, like I need to spill to someone about this. Then I'm like,
Yeah, and I mean,
no,
we've had some offline conversations about stuff. So guys, okay, like I know this is a royal channel, and I'm gonna be really respectful to Anne because I know she wants to keep this on point, but sometimes we have conversations about like, you know, like what she mentioned earlier about women's rights stuff
yeah,
and like the Andrew Tate, like I don't even want to say his name, you
yeah,
know, like how that may influence and the shift in dynamics with how you know, not bashing any men, but how men kind of like interacted with women like several years ago compared to like the stuff that we're
mm,
dealing with now and what has caused that social media. We talk about a lot of different things,
yeah.
but
We be sipping tea in the WhatsApp chat, me and Lightside.
yeah, we do.
Lightside knows all my secrets. Like, I can never.
You handle stuff
Uh,
really well though, but it's all good. But yeah, I mean, if you have the bandwidth, I know you're busy and you're still writing probably multiple books at the same time, but yeah, I think
yeah,
we would never tire of that.
yeah. Thanks. I can see you in the comment section. Thanks for the support. All right, that is it. I will wrap things up. Thank you, y'all, for
Bye,
your
guys.
input. Thank you, Lightside. Thank y'all for your input. Thank you for supporting. Alan Vernon, you said, do you think it's a coincidence that Willie is playing polo since the announcement of Harry going up in season play? No, I mean they do play, you know, annually. So I don't think it's because of that. But I do think it's strange that they chose to have Earthworm in Singapore, given that the Centre Ballet Polo was in Singapore before, and they're also going there now. But otherwise, no, I don't think that's suspicious. And thank you for the super chat. All right, Tisa and Duchess collab. Do you know what? I might even DM her and try and get her on because she does talk about the royals sometimes. Okay, cookies and cream. I'll give you the last word of the day. Please continue to pray for the Sussexes, each other, and the world. Indeed, and do try to, you know, keep the positive vibes. Do check out the community tab. I posted a couple of cool things, there. Something nice for the weekend. And please do enjoy your weekend. Like I said, all will be well, and hopefully we will go back to at some point talking about positive stuff and Harry and Meghan's project. Fingers crossed we get some announcements very soon. All right, folks. See you later. Ciao.
Bye.